How would you assess how the defense played on Thursday night? What can you take from that to grow from?
Yeah, I mean, we made a pretty simple game plan. Anytime you go in a game like that where you feel like you match up really well, you're going to try to eliminate the volume of calls that you have, and just be able to get your guys, just not screw the game up as a coach, okay, and just let our guys play, and that's what we pretty much did. So I was happy with our effort. I thought our guys really ran to the ball. If you watch play 1 to play 49, I mean, the effort and the energy from our guys, it really didn't, the volume didn't come down, throughout the course of the game. So I need to do a better job of a substitution pattern to get fresh legs out of the field, especially in extended drives. But overall, I was happy with their performance.
Brian, I asked Kenny a minute ago about Mike Gundy and any past history. Do you have past history with Coach Gundy?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any past history with Coach Gundy?
We
B-Ward decor!
Appreciate that.
B-Ward, yes!
Okay, that's my fan club. Okay, it's www.don'tfollowme.com. Coach Gundy and I crossed paths when I coached at Tosin Union High School back in 2005. I'm sure he doesn't remember me, and I do have some connections on the staff. Tim Rattay, their quarterbacks coach, I actually played in a Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl game in Mesa, I think back in like 1993 or something. But other than that, not really. But no, I got a lot of respect for him though, and he's a guy. He's one of the best offensive play callers, along with their offensive coordinator, Coach Dunn. I mean, they obviously, their name speaks for itself. Their resume speaks for themselves. They're really balanced, and they have specific things that they do that really is what, they have a package, and they package their play calls based on what you're doing. So they have as good of a plan as anybody that I've gone up against in terms of how they package their plays and how they try to take advantage of not only your personnel but your scheme. And they do what they do, and they're going to give you different wrinkles every week, and I'm sure they saved a lot for us from their first game. And that's an offense that has potential to be pretty explosive, so we need to be sound in everything that we do.
Beyond just assignment soundness, what are some of the key things for you going into this game?
Again, it starts with our energy, our effort, and not putting too much on our guys where they don't, you really don't want them to have to think. I mean, they run a lot of tempo, and they're a very up-tempo offense. So if our guys, and that's what they're trying to do, they're trying to get you out of a fit, out of position, get one guy to blow a coverage or blow an alignment up front, and that can create explosives through their offense. So, like I said, they have a rhyme or reason to whatever they do, and can't say that for everybody we're going to play this year, but they have a great plan.
Three quarterbacks, has really changed that much about breadth, if they're similar in some ways?
Yeah, they're all pretty similar. I think number 13 runs the ball a little bit better. Than the other two. I think his son, Gundy's son's a little bit of he's kind of a tweener in between both those guys, and the big guy, number 7, Bowman, he's more of a drop back and try to use his big arm to really stretch the perimeter of the field and horizontally and vertically.
I think that was more a part of who they were playing and kind of what they're getting with.
I do. I think that's one of the reasons they played all 3 quarterbacks. I'd be shocked if we saw all 3. I think they're really trying to see, because they're all very similar and they all have slightly different games, but they both all fit for that offense. So, but I would anticipate seeing one, and if one's having a hard time, seeing another. But I doubt that we'd see all 3.
Southern Utah, their style didn't really lend itself to a lot of pressures or takeaways or whatever. What's your feeling about some of the goals that you said, and then kind of this week?
Yeah, here's the thing. Like I told our defense, it's kind of like a boxing analogy, right? Like, okay, guys that are trying to survive, okay, and hopefully get lucky at the end of the game or at the end of a fight. They're going to just try to get you tired, get you frustrated, because they know that we're a pressure-oriented defense. And so I told our guys, I said, listen, it was a great job to stay composed, stay poised, and it was on me as a play caller also to understand, hey, this is the style that they're playing. They're really not. We're anticipating them to take shots off of their motion series and some of their shifts, and they never really did. They just played it really close to the vest, and so we did too. So hopefully this is a game that allows us to let our guys loose a little bit.
And going into this game, how do you feel that obviously the defensive communication, but just as they gelled as a group, game style, and then what can they take from that Southern Utah game into this game?
Well, one, I just think it's going to be different types of games. I mean, one, they're going to give us a lot more tempo. They're going to stress us in our substitutions and our communication. And even last week, our communication wasn't good enough. We got to continue to develop in that area. And it's one thing, to do it out here at practice. It's a whole other thing to develop depth, introduce a new system, and do it in front of 50,000 fans. So it's this is going to be a huge challenge for us.
What do you think about just like seeing the speed of your defense and how guys can function within what you're trying to do?
Like I said, it just that last week we didn't have to do a whole lot. And when one thing is working and you don't have to Rolodex your calls and get in and out of things to break tendencies. I mean, last week was about winning the football game, and this week's going to be the same thing. If something's working, we're going to probably continue to take water out of that well. If it's not, or if we feel like, hey, we got to keep these guys off balance, then you're going to see more volume of calls. So a lot, it all comes down. It's really not about Oklahoma State. It's not about Southern Utah. It's really about us and what we're trying to do, and about us executing the game plan and doing it together.
Thanks,